Welcome to Sri Digambar Institute of Technology, Dosa. I am Sadanand Parashar from Civil Engineering Department. Subject Design of Concrete Structure, Lecture number 5, and topic name Characteristics Load and Characteristic Strength. Characteristic strength. Characteristic strength of any material is the resistance below which the chances of failure is 5%. For example, concrete having characteristic strength of 20 megapascal means if a 20 megapascal stress or low is developed in it, the probability of its failure is only 5%. 95% chances is there it will survive. Compressive strength or compression strength is the capacity of a material or structure to withstand loads tending to reduce size as opposed to which stands loads tending to elongate. In other words, compressive strength resistance being pushed together, whereas tensile strength resists tension. In the study of strength of materials, tensile strength, compressive strength, and shear strength can be analyzed independently. Some materials fracture at their compressive strength limit, others deform inversely, so a given amount of deformation may be considered as the limit for compressive load. Compressive strength is a key value for design of structures. Compressive strength is often measured on a universal testing machine. Measurement of compressive strength are affected by the specific test method and conditions of measurement. Compressive strengths are usually reported in relationship to a specific technical standards. Characteristic loads. Characteristic loads is the load for which the probability of being exceeded during lifespan of the structure is 5%. Suppose the characteristic load of structure is 30 MPa megapascal, means the probability of load to exceed 30 megapascal is 5% during the lifespan of the structure. In civil engineering, characteristic loads are the best estimate of the actual loads. A structure is expected to carry. These loads come in many different forms, such as equipment, vehicles, wind, rain, snow, earthquake, etc. Characteristic loads, also known as specified load in many cases. Building will be subjected to loads from various sources. The principal ones can be classified as live loads, dead loads, and wind load. In some cases, structures may be subjected to the other loads, such as those due to earthquake or pressures from retained material. The expected maximum magnitude of each is referred to as the characteristic load. Dead load are those representing the self weight of the building. Their magnitude can be estimated on the basis of material and component sizes. Dead load are those due to the self weight of the structure and any permanent fitting and finishes. It is generally possible to quantify the magnitude of dead load with a reasonable degree of confidence. Imposed loads are those associated with occupation and use of the building. Their magnitude is less clearly defined and is generally related to the use of the building. A good example of specified load would be that floor finishes per 10 mm thickness equal to 0.24 kilonewton per meter square. Reinforced concrete 10 mm thickness equal to 0.24 kilonewton per meter square. Mechanical services equal to 0.14 kilonewton per meter square. Electricity services equal to 0.10 kilonewton per meter square. Floor area 8 meter square. Then total dead load equal to 0.24 plus 11 into 0.24 plus 0.14 plus 0.10, and all these values multiply by 8, which is floor area. Then the total load equal to 24.96 kilonewton. Load. The characteristic or services load are actually loads that the structure is designed to carry. These are normally thrown off as the maximum loads, which will not be exceeded during the life of the structure. In static terms, the characteristic loads have a 95% probability of not being exceeded. The loads on a structure are divided into two types: dead load and live load. The characteristic loads used in design and defined in BS 8110 Part 1 Clause 2.4.1 are as follow. The characteristic dead load GK is the self weight of the structure and the weight of finishes, ceiling, services, and partitions. The characteristic imposed load QK is caused by people, furniture, equipment, etc. on floors and snow roofs. Imposed load for various types of buildings. Imposed loads for various types of buildings are given in BS 6399 Part 1. The wind load WK depends on the location, shape and dimension of the building. Wind loads are estimated using Chapter 5 Part 2. Design loads equal to characteristic load into partial safety factors for loads equal to GK, which is self weight of the structure, into QK, which is load due to people, furniture and equipment, and into WK, which is wind load on the location, shape and dimension of the building, into partial factor of safety gamma F. Reinforced concrete, where gamma F a partial safety factor for load. See in section 1.7.2 in IS Indian Standard 456/2000 code. The partial safety factor, which is denoted by gamma F, takes account of possible increases in load, inaccurate assessment of the effects of loads, unforeseen stress distribution in members, the importance of the limit state being considered. Structural design is nothing but a selection of structure, system and type, the material of construction and proportioning of structural members, so that the building is strong enough to sustain all the loads that it might have to resist over its life. Load combination. Load combination for the limit state method. Various combination of the characteristic values of dead load, which is denoted by GK, imposed load denoted by QK, and wind load denoted by WK, and their partial factors of safety must be considered for the loading of the structure. The partial factors of safety specified by BS 8110. BS means Bureau of Standard 8110 are discussed in section 1.7, and for the ultimate limit state, the loading combination to be considered are as follows: dead load and imposed load 1.4 GK plus 1.6 QK. These are the factors when dead load and imposed load combination are used. For dead load, factor of safety 1.4, and for QK imposed load 1.6. Next, dead and wind load combination. In dead load and wind load combination, for dead load safety factor 1 and wind load safety factor 1.4. So 1 GK plus 1.4 WK. And when all the loads combination, dead load, imposed load and wind load, then the safety factors for dead load 1.2, imposed load factor 1.2 and wind load factor 1.2. Means all the factors for combination of dead load, imposed load and wind load 1.2 take. Then the combination is 1.2 GK plus 1.2 QK plus 1.2 WK. The different factors of safety is applied to different load combination in accordance with the probability of occurrence of load. When snow load is to be considered, replace live load on the roof with snow load in these load combination as snow is present on the roof. Calculation of loads and a right factor of safety are therefore very important for the safety of a building. These are the factors which is very important and for structure which are supporting more than one equipment, only one equipment shall be hydro tested at a time. Where wind load is the main load acting on the structure, no increase in the permissible stress is allowed. Earthquake is not likely to occur simultaneously with maximum wind. Reinforced concrete conforming to IS Indian Standard 456 shall be used with 40 mm downgraded crushed stone aggregate for foundation and for the other structural element with 20 mm downgraded crushed stone aggregate unless noted otherwise. Thank you.